tide's coming in. Afternoon, YouTube. Let's see if this works. Let me see here. Nothing. From Panini, but now Panini's done well to break back, and then at 40-15 had to save a break point, but he's held serve and has to come out to serve to stay in the second set.
Must have been days when you were playing weekend or the runs of form, and suddenly you have a day or an occasion where it just felt a bit different.
Yeah, and I think again it does go back to the start of the tournament, the first round, the first day. It's not always easy. This is virtually a brand new grass court. It's green, there's a little bit of moisture in the ground, it's a little bit slippery at times. It's going to dry out rapidly in this heat. Not always easy to find your timing straight out. Good service game this round.
Yeah, we're back to the same pattern as the first set.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Stay in the set.
Players are ready. White, please.
once more.
15 all. G.
Deep second serve. Early return from Bernini, just catching the top of the net.
So you two just got to move you for a second.
Goal. Was broken in the first set.
Nothing wrong with that forehand. Good footwork, and to me it doesn't try and overhit with this one. Yes, good racket head acceleration inside the line. Did his hit and hit well by Alcala, but very comfortable. Doesn't do it from the Italian. He doesn't falter, but he did in the first set.
Leads by 6 points to 5. That's correct.
And at the very least, he will have the tie break. Who knows? Again, if he were to take this set, you would fancy a best of 5 sets. Rather sort things out, but also he will be a little bit fitter than Bernini is with all his injury issues, and he's 38 now. But this is very encouraging for the Italian, and still much to ponder for that goal.
Yeah, definitely. Bernini's done well in the end of this second set, and was down to 7 the break. He turned it around. He's played a couple of strong service games, and just that opportunity again to try and put pressure on the Alcaraz serve, and who knows, maybe get it at set all.
Just Robin. There's also, when you've got expectation as well, that brings its own
special because people are saying not only is Alcaraz in great form, but they're looking at his draw and saying, what a comfortable looking draw, you know, exceeding days of time. Ozzy Aliassime perhaps in the third round, Rublev in the last 16, could then meet Holger Rune and Zverev in the semis, and they're saying this is a good draw.
Yeah, I think it's our job in the media, isn't it, to get ahead of ourselves and start planning who's going to be in the second week. But when you are the athlete out in this cauldron, you've got to focus on the job in hand. You've got to focus on the next point and consumed by that process and not get ahead of yourself thinking about the outcome.
Great sports people in watching, as mentioned. Stuart Broad was behind the Sarah's back. Okay, we've got a thing to try and take it into a tie break.
Set the points up well. The less said about this, the better.
Between all.
Just a couple points away from this second set.
30-all.
Good deep return. Cuts down the angle on this backhand, steps in and just drives it through the court. Beautifully executed. Wasn't holding back on that second serve return, and just coming over the top of the ball, burying it into the net.
So far, that's Alcaraz in the end is celebrating.
Six games on, second set, tiebreak.
So into the shootout we go. Rue's gasps. And the power that Fognini injected at one point. There we are, nearly 100 miles an hour.
Good passing shot there, taking the pace off, dipping it down and Easy smash to finish it off.
The noise was there, the shot was not.
1-0, Bonini.
I think it's a difficult balance because we've seen Alcaraz hit so many of these extraordinary forehands for winners, and watch that shot on a grass court and think, does it need to be that hard? Does it need to be that close to the line? If it's 4 feet in from the straight run and the sideline, we still win the point.
Two 0, Bonini.
Sound looks all round. Carbon copy of the one in the previous service game.
2-1, Bonini.
That's a good second serve. Alcaraz was just double faulted, but it didn't stop him being aggressive. 108 miles an hour. His side of the scoreboard going in this tiebreak.
Down below 50% first serves in this set. Well, you've got the mini break and you deliver those two serves. Impressive.
4-1, Bonini.
Just that one mini break in front in this tiebreak for Munich. In the two previous meetings, both on clay, it was actually the starting off in Rio. The one set that Fognini has won was on a tiebreak. That was in the 2023 meeting. Fine for serve.
Well, it did, but the return was brilliant from Fognini.
5-2, Bonini.
Still a half volley that Alcaraz would expect to make.
He's serving well in this tiebreak for Fognini. 4 set points.
6-2, Bonini. 6-3. Bonini.
Two have gone.
Six-four. Bonini.
Talked about Alcaraz missing some forehands that he normally makes. Fognini would like that one back again. From 6-2 to 6-4.
Still a set point. Save. Fognini applauds. And Alcaraz survives. The hardest shot in the game, they say, the overhead backhand and the flick of the wrist on this one. And all he could do was join in with the applause of centre court. 4 set points, and now only one remains. He takes number 4. He levels at a centrepiece, and now centre court has the entertainment.
7 games to 6.
And we have a match on. But we didn't see that coming out. Alcaraz a break up earlier in the set. We did not see the comeback from Fognini, but he has played so well to get back into this.
He certainly has, and he did well to finish that tiebreak off from 6-2 back to 6-5. You can see by that reaction. I think Fognini felt that Alcaraz would make that forehand to get it back to 6-all, but it's not the case. It's 1 set all, and we've got a match on our hands.
Yeah, again, can he go the distance is the question, a very, very big question. Again, a reminder that in 17 previous Grand Slam appearances, Carlos Alcaraz has never lost in the first round. We're still a long, long way from that. But I look at the numbers, and again, we bang on about the first serves, but we were talking about how that has historically been a bit of a frailty for Alcaraz, his serve, compared to the rest of his imperious game. It's been so much better of late. Today it's not been.
No, absolutely. It's been a work in progress, you could say, because he's made some changes to the motion, but it's been so effective. We've watched him win Grand Slam titles. We've seen him on an amazing win streak, but down at 53%, giving Fognini far too many looks at second serve.
Unforced errors just in that set from Carlos Alcaraz was huge numbers.
There's no reason to panic, but Alcaraz will be frustrated that he's had those opportunities and he's not up 2 sets to love, and he sits down at the change of ends, changing his serve, his shirt rather, and it's 1 set all.
Yep, hot work out there. And a rather parched looking area that is going to be developed. What's happening with that? You can update as well.
I think that's another work in progress.
Okay. Well, anyway, looking towards centre court, number 1 court on the right, and all the action and all the outside courts as well. And some very interesting results around, which we'll update you with, but possibly something very, very interesting developing here. Although again, we've said it before during this match, in best of 5, the quality will usually come through. And again, there is that question of stamina and fitness when Alcaraz has all of that, and Fabio Fognini, who's just taking a break for now. Fabio Fognini, with the injuries that he has had earlier in the season and in recent seasons, will he have that fitness to take it in a best of 5? And we mentioned they do have that that heat rule break coming in if it goes. So at the end of the next set, but we've got a sort of break here anyway.
Penny for his thoughts.
I'm not playing very well, are his thoughts.
And he'll be certainly trying to put those 2 sets behind him, focus on best of 3 set match, as you say, and try and get off to a fast start in this 3rd set.
Listening to so much of the talk before the championship, because he'd won at Roland Garros and because he won at Queen's, and because he's been playing so well, people are saying, well, this is his for the taking. He's clear favourite. But it just shows that in tennis, in sport, even the very best can have off days, and that's why you can get caught out. Why Federer and Nadal and Djokovic and whoever it might be, even in their pomp, sometimes get stunned.
Yeah, you can never take anything for granted in this sport, in any sport for that matter. You've got to go out there and prove yourself each and every day, and that's why I said earlier in commentary, you've only got to be better than one player. He's only got to find the solutions against Fognini, but at this extended change of ends, as Fognini has left the court, there's plenty to ponder for the defending champion right now.
Just how much of a struggle it's been for Fabio Fognini this season since that injury. I mean, even in the grass court season, he's played 3 tournaments and only 3 matches. Lost in the first round of Stuttgart to Mute, then to Arthur Ferry in the Challenger event in Nottingham, and just last week went out in the first round in Mallorca to the German Daniel Altmaier. But here he is, a set-apiece against the man who hasn't lost here since 2022.
Out.
We've always known he has the skills, temperament sometimes under question, but how he'd like some slightly younger legs now going forward. But he has a chance, and looking towards his coaching crew. Difference in this set. Alcaraz serving first.
Ready for play.
And over 2 hours. On a very hot centre court. On we go.
Wide, please. Love. all.
See, that's not Carlos Alcaraz late.
No, I'm so surprised at the poor execution. I'm surprised at his reaction. It's a shot you cannot believe he's missing. Certainly a concerned Coach Ferrero.
Whoa. June. 40-15. Game. Alcaraz.
No better from Alcaraz.
First game, success.
You can see he's not enjoying this much to think about, but when you have the best of 5 matches, the best players work things out as they go along. They'll find something. It can take just a small thing to trigger it.
Yeah, you would expect that from Alcaraz, that I think he's just been very careless. He's set up points and his forehand is such a great shot, but time and time again he's made the unforced errors. Unforced error count up to 37 in 2 sets.
Yeah, former top 10 player in the world, Fognini. But this is his swan song, his final Wimbledon, his final year playing professional tennis. Going out in the highest of highs.
Love.
Well, far too few of those in this match, but
Dirty love.
one of the winners of late coming from the racket of Fognini, right on the line. Well, he did it with a flourish, Fognini.
40 love.
Not sure what his belief levels were when he walked on the court at the start of this match, but you get the sense they're increasing.
Game. Fognini.
And the most straightforward of service holds.
1 game all. Let's versus. Katina.
So with that first serve, those first serves are not missing by narrow margins, long range. measured it well, dropping from a long way back.
30-15.
Hang in the air for a long, long time. Not quite with the zip to get there.
Sergio.
And again,
Using that drop shot more and more, Alcaraz shaping up for the big forehand and then just coming underneath the ball with the racket head, feathering it over the net.
That's
started to look quite messy on serve for Alcaraz. If it wasn't already.
It's the 7th double fault and can sense the nervousness in the crowd.
So Fognini grows with it.
advantage Fognini.
No holding back on that drive volley.
So chance. Break point for the Italian. Fognini has the break in this third set. Concern grows for the champion on centre court.
Fognini leads by 2-1, third set, 1-all.
Well, Alcaraz is feeling the heat, and we understand, I'm going to get this confirmed by Carol Kirkwood, that this is officially the warmest start to Wimbledon in history. Let us bring you up to date on some of the British success around the grounds, because Arthur Ferry has been here 3 times, but this is the first time that he has won a match at Wimbledon, and that is why it means so much. The 22-year-old grew up just down the road. He has knocked out the 20th seed, Alexei Popyrin from Australia. Great performance that from Ferry, and he was celebrating in style with his coaching team, with his friends and family as well, and with everyone who was there watching him and supporting him. Just fabulous. For Cam Norrie, it is slightly more usual to win his first round match. He did so for the 6th time in a row, but he was up against a tough opponent in Roberto Bautista Agut, so it meant an awful lot to him as well. Cam Norrie through to the second round in 4 sets. Another British player in action right now on number one court is Jacob Fernley, but he is struggling out there up against the teenage sensation from Brazil, João Fonseca. Fonseca took the first set 6-4 and sealed the second set as well. Let's just have a look here at set point on the Fonseca serve. He gets an awful lot of support. Even here in the UK, any Brazilians in London would have travelled here to watch him. They create quite a noise as well, and he is an exciting player to watch with a big serve, as he proved there, taking that second set. That match is live now on BBC Two, but we are returning to centre court because, my word, we've got a thriller on our hands. Fabio Fognini against Carlos Alcaraz.
Even when he came back to sets apiece, we and most of the people in centre court believed that things would still be righted by Carlos Alcaraz and that he would see his way through, but the Fognini supporters beginning to believe. Huge cry of vamos from Carlos Alcaraz. He tries to lift himself.
The first real show of emotion and indication that Alcaraz recognises he's got to increase the intensity. Another fist bump.
Love touching.
Well, a break or serve. It's not really a break until you back it up.
Love touching.
And 3 chances for Carlos Alcaraz to break back immediately. And given away by the Italian. Broken to love.
You can go.
Again, the demise of Alcaraz was very, very premature. That was a comprehensive break. If that will be the game that shifts the balance and finds some form.
Love.
That's been a rather rare sight in this match. Praise from Alcaraz.
Just when Fognini gets the breaker serve, suddenly 7 points later. Alcaraz up 40 love, having broken back.
This one is good. And another cry of Vamos, and Alcaraz seems to have righted the ship in this third set.
Alcaraz leads by 3 games to 2. Third set, 1 set off.
And so quickly, the ship is righted. Update over on court 12, where Hannah Klugman, 16-year-old, the youngest player here from Great Britain. She's lost the first set 6-1 against Leila Fernandez, who you may remember from the US Open final against Emma Raducanu, was runner-up there when Raducanu won that title in 2021. But Hannah Klugman in a bit of trouble against the 29th seed. Other British women to come a little later on. We're going to see Katie Bolter. She will be walking out onto centre court at the conclusion of Carlos Alcaraz's match. She's up against Paula Badosa. So Katie Bolter to come. It's her 7th Wimbledon, so she very much feels at home here. She's recently been surpassed in terms of British rankings by Emma Raducanu, who is now the British #1, who reached the 4th round, you remember, on debut here. And she is up against the 17-year-old Mimi Zhu, who's making her Wimbledon debut and has been studying A-levels on a staggered system. So took one last year, which was maths, is taking biology this year, will take economics next year. So very academic, as indeed is Emma. And that will be on #1 court, and we will be live with both of those matches as our coverage continues here. Out in the sunshine on Henman Hill, enjoying the scene and no doubt hearing his voice. You see the crowds. Let's rejoin Tim now with Andrew Cotter.
Yeah, we'll talk about the French Open Wimbledon double. How difficult it is to do because of the different surfaces. Even more different, I think, than beyond board for the serve volley at Wimbledon. But it's still a remarkable achievement.
It's been an impressive response here from Alcaraz in the last couple of games. You feel like the eyes have gone down onto the court, less looking around, there's greater intensity.
Pitino.
Hard to put away. You have to admire Fognini because I think he senses that just setting things up a little bit. Trying the drop shot again.
50-15.
Just leaning on the towel stand, just looking a little bit lost. Strange thing to say about on centre stage. Well, it's certainly the way it does look.
Very good hold of serve from Fabio Fognini after the momentum seemed to have shifted towards Alcaraz.
3 games all. 30.
Indicator of how warm it is out there. Just like a few empty seats, more than a few empty seats there because it was so very warm sitting there in the open sun. Good early strike on the backhand from Fognini coming in, just nudging this backhand volley into the corner. Beautifully executed.
That's for service. All. 15-30.
Again, it's just another strange shot from Alcaraz. It's 3-all, 15-all. It's a relatively important point. Settled, been out there 2 hours and 30 minutes and nearly hit the doubles line with that backhand. Quality on four serves. Continuing to make life difficult for himself.
Again, and now he's just flapping away and chatting again to his support crew because 2 break points from Fabio Fognini, Juan Carlos Ferrero. This was the calming instructions. This time it works. Fognini just watches, doesn't even give chase, and what a save.
40. Deuce.
Finally. Flashes that big serve out wide.
Only his 8th of the match. Certainly needed it. Not out of trouble yet.
Advantage, Alcaraz.
From both men, and again a point that was enjoyed by all inside centre court.
Expecting Fanini to hit a backhand there, and he's come round. Used the forehand side of the racket, and with a flick of the wrist, across Alcaraz.
Didn't get on that well. Clever return.
Advantage, Bonini.
No chance in this game for Mini. This time he finds the corner.
Deuce. Advantage, Alcaraz.
135 miles an hour. Body of Fanini.
Okay.
Another one. Seemed to find something on his serve there. Sees his way through. Sees off those 3 break points.
Alcaraz leads by 4 games to 3. Third set, 1 settle.
Some relief for the fans of Carlos Alcaraz. Again, still far from convincing from the champion. First day flaws and nerves to be sorted out, but he's got to sort them out sharply, because Fabio Fognini, again, despite the fact that I'm sure there will be some question over stamina going the distance, he's not going away. But you've got to take those chances when you get them. 3 break points there.
Yeah, that's right, but there's no doubt that Fanini has grown in confidence down a set and a break. We thought this was going to be a formality, but he played extremely well at the end of the second set to get that tie break. He's had his opportunities in this third set. However, Alcaraz serving first.
Time.
He's got the scoreboard pressure building on Fanini. He knows that any lapses in concentration right now could prove very costly in this third set.
Yeah, Fognini though hasn't won a tour level match this year. That's and just an idea of the scale of what the Italian faces, where he is in his career. Saying farewell to it all this season. He still has every chance in this match. But again, having saved 3 break points, can Alcaraz now find something to pressurise the serve of Fognini?
15 love.
Roaring his frustration because he's given that one away.
15 all.
Good.
15-30.
And now following on from a point which he should
Stefanini is
have won.
requesting a replay on the left centre servicing.
It's a double fault. He's asked to have another look at it. Won by fine margins. Alcaraz has forged a couple of break points here. And I think Fournier hanging on to the frustrations of this game. That point that he should have taken. Real chance for the champion. So hard to give himself break points. Gets a second serve and couldn't get it back in play. He's done so well on those 2 break points. Because he thought psychologically he was a little bit broken in this game.
Deuce. Advantage, Bonini.
Looking to unload on the forehand, but the footwork just not sharp. Not in the right position. Another poor unforced error. 42nd of the match.
Deuce.
2 doubles in this game.
Listen.
Flash of the racket, and he will bring up a 3rd break point.
Advantage, Alcaraz.
And it's wide. Here's the break for Carlos Alcaraz.
And he closes in on this third set.
Alcaraz leads by 5 games to 3. Third set.
Messy game from Fognini. Which I think is what he's saying at the back of the court. So for this set.
Alcaraz.
Great example of Alcaraz balance there, moving into the forehand side, just sliding into the shot, playing the slice forehand, asking Fognini to hit one more ball. Beautiful touch on Fognini's legs, couldn't get there.
Love 30.
You see the deep shot, Fognini back on his heels. Alcaraz just using that deft touch.
Let's listen.
They haven't trained the electronic calling yet to know that always necessary.
Let's listen.
Familiar sight and sound when it unleashes, but less familiar is that the net and long and wide.
It was poor execution at such a big point. Now get the last 30 on Fognini's serve, but finding the target.
Goodness me, it was wide and was wide.
30 all.
But still, he manages
30-40.
to find another break point.
Again, great depth on the ground strokes from Fognini to save himself.
Mr. Alcaraz is requesting a replay on the right baseline.
Again, you can't argue, but you can look for the review and hope that it will show something. Don't play technology.
Necessarily arguing with the outcall, but I don't think Alcaraz thought that it was that much on the line. Might have caught the back edge.
Advantage, Alcaraz.
Pressure once more on the serve of Fabio Fognini. The break finally from the champion who stuttered in this first set, but he has the breakthrough. He was served for this first set in just a few moments' time.
Alcaraz leads by 16-5 for a set.
So much action going on for you around the courts. Every match available on BBC iPlayer, and the number one seed found slight work on number one court. Arina Sabalenka, who missed out last year, having to pull out with a shoulder injury. She's back and looking in fine form. There is something